On April 16th, 1998, the patent for the Snurfer was issued, which started out as a winter toy to surf down snowy hills, leading to the global sport of snowboarding, which, if not for one decision, snurfing would have been the sport we all know today. In the Olympics, here's the story behind how snowboarding got started today on Daily Sports History. Welcome to Daily Sports History. I'm Ethan Reese, your guide to a rapid deep dive into sports history every day. Types of sleds have been around forever, and people have stood up on them, which was the basics of snowboarding. But it wasn't until 1965 when Sherman Poppin, an engineer from Muskegon, Michigan, took this idea to a new level. On Christmas of 1965, he had the idea to take two skis and attach them together with metal brackets and put a rope at the front to have a little bit of control so they could glide down the hills when his daughters were playing outside. And his wife, Nancy, said it was like they were surfing down the snow. Called it the Snurfer, combining snow and surfer. And the more that their family played with it, his daughter's friends also wanted to join in the fun. This is when Poppin realized maybe he had a good idea here. And he showed a friend who worked for a company that made billiards and bowling, Brunswick. And the company actually was starting a new division for products. And he met with the executives and showed them video of how his daughters were enjoying it. And just within 2 months, they had a license agreement. But the problem was, Brunswick wanted to market it as a toy, basically making it the hula hoop of wintertime, which for a short time was actually really good. They sold over 1 million Snurfers over the next decade and sold 500,000 in 1966 alone. But by 1972, Brunswick, their licensing. Now another company came in, JEM Corporation, came in to continue to make the Snurfer and wanted to actually promote it as a sport rather than just a toy. As up in Michigan, near where Poppin lived, they actually started to hold a tournament for teens and adults to compete for a cash prize, doing races and freestyle events with the Snurfer. And they established the National Surfers Association. And these events back in 1968 would get over 200 spectators. One man that actually competed at these events was Jake Burton Carpenter, who actually saw the Snurfer and thought this could be made better for sport. And he actually connected straps to the bottom of the board so that his feet wouldn't move going down the hill. And when he showed up with this at the Snurfing competition, they decided this was a great idea. They actually created a whole new category for him. And they decided to call it the open division, where any kind of board could be used. And Carpenter won, mainly because he was the only entry. But this would start the change from the Snurfer to the snowboard. But the problem with all of this is the Snurfer was still viewed as just a toy to the general public. There was a small group that really used snurfing as a sport and wanted to see the sport grow into something more like skiing that was very popular at the time. And Carpenter was one of those, and he didn't just continue with the straps. He continued to tinker with his Snurfer and made his own company called Burton's Snurfboards, continually upgrading what he had made. And this started in Vermont and opened itself up for more of the sporting world. In 1982, Burton's Boards started the National Snow Snurfing Championships at Suicide Six Ski Resort in Vermont, with Burton's Snurfboards as the sponsor. And competitors there were able to reach over 50 miles an hour with these new Snurfboards. And they had attracted over 125 athletes from across the U.S. and got mentioned on the Today Show and the Good Morning America show, growing its audience. But Poppin still had the trademark for the Snurfer and all different kinds of snurfing trademarks. And he decided to hire an attorney to get Burfin's snurfboards in this snurfing competition to cease and desist. Now, looking back, Poppin thought this was a bad idea. Because of this one decision, the word Snurfer or Snurf were now going to be forever gone, as they changed everything, as Burton's Snurfboards changed it to snowboards. And the rest is history, as snurfing went away and snowboards took over. And in 1983, they changed the championship to be called the U.S. Snowboarding Championships, which is still around to this day. And in 1985 was the last year of the National Snurfing Championship up in Michigan, due to everyone gravitating to snowboarding, and snurfing fizzled out, as they didn't have enough competitors for the competition. Despite challenges with snowboarding, Burton's boards created great innovations. They took away the string, they added a more ski-like clip system for the snowboarders, where they wore snowboarding boots similar to ski boots that connected into the board rather than just a strap. And they faced challenges along the way, as during the 1980s and early 1990s, many ski resorts did not want snowboarding a part of it, saying that the people that snowboarded were not the kind of people they wanted at their ski resorts. But when the Olympics included snowboarding in 1998, this changed everything. Snowboarding went mainstream, and ski resorts opened up to everybody. And now there are over 8 million snowboarding athletes. And it's estimated by the year 2030 that the snowboarding industry will be worth over $300 billion. It's a sport that continues to grow, not only in the US, but worldwide. And if not for one decision, it'd be called snurfing. Thank you for joining us on Daily Sports History. If you like this, please hit that little share button wherever you're listening and send it to someone else that you know that is a huge sports history fan just like you. It helps us grow and put together even better sports history for you. And come back tomorrow for more Daily Sports History.